Director DRDO, and subsequently to Dr. Ashminder Singh Bahal, Air Commodore Ashminder Singh Bahal. But let's talk about Netra first. Netra is an early warning system, sir. Great milestone, but it's not as big as the other system like which the Americans have built in 1980s, mounted on 747s.
Can I respond?
Yes, sir.
Well, it's the example of a child starting, to run from childhood to the later stage. So, this particular project is very old. I can recollect myself being part of this project as early as 1987-88. I was at Institute of Aerospace Medicine, and we were studying a project in which the interface of the human element into those days called AWACS. It was Airborne Surveillance Early Warning and Control System. That was the project we were doing. The lab concerned was the cabs, and there was an Avro aircraft into which it was that Rotterdam was supposed to be mounted. And we were doing this particular project of interface of human element, especially the controllers into this, how they will work. So those are the days when we used to go to cabs and interact and try to understand what exactly it is where are the interfaces, how we go ahead. So from those days onwards, you have given your introduction that 20 years wait is over. I know almost about 50 years wait is over. So it has taken time. As a child, you start walking, you start initially jogging, and then you go for a run. And that is where we see it here. Mounted that Netra project onto the Embraer. Embraer is a smaller aircraft. It has got the shorter, endurance. It has got some limitations onto the type of equipment that you can have onto it. The power supplies, the interfaces of various components, the airframe integrations, all those things do matter here. And similarly, when we are talking of the IL-76 mounted Phantom, system of Israel, that is much better. Obviously, these are the attempts in piecemeal because it costs fortune. In those days, the AWACS system, it costs fortune. And when we compared ourselves, projecting with the word ASWAC or AWACS or EWS, early warning system, or Netra, Mark 1, Mark 1A, Mark 2. So it was peanuts for government of India or the defense ministry because with that sort of funds we were working, and it did work.
Okay.
So just a few seconds more. So we had Netra, Mark 1, which had limitation. 1A worked onto those shortcomings, immediate shortcomings, and you saw the result in the Op Balakot as well as Op Sindoor. Now we are almost ready with the Mark 2, which should be going to the Airbus system, wherein we will have marked difference in the future. Remember, this child which had started learning walk now is running, and our own systems, our own the shortcomings that we had seen in the Western system is being incorporated here. So in the coming days, you are going to fly very high in the world. This system will be a state-of-the-art system.
Okay, Dr. Bahal, what I want to know from you is, how does this system protect itself if it's enabling the fighter aircrafts? And how do you, place this in context of the South Asian theatre? Am I audible to you, sir? Dr. Bahal? I think my voice is not reaching to Dr. Bahal. I'll go back to Mr. Jha. Mr. Jha, my question is very simple. In terms of comparing with other systems, where do you put it in context of Falcon, Saab or E2D? Where do you put this system? And how does it defend itself? Is it vulnerable?
See, all airborne systems today are vulnerable to the BVR systems, BVR weapons, which has got the range of firing, say 300 kilometers, 400 kilometers. Our own system S-400 that shot on the aircraft in the Pakistan, well within the Pakistan airspace. So That is the type of weapons that we have got today. And this is a threat. But then, to be on positive onto the system, even this particular AWACS that we have got, either Embraer based or the IL-76 based, or in the future Airbus 321 based, this will also have the countermeasures. Both electronic countermeasures, the incoming threat could be jammed. So those systems are getting, as you start.
Okay. Dr. Bahal is back, sir. Dr. Bahal is back. Dr. Bahal, am I audible to you?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
So,
Jai
Hind. So the question which I was asking, how do these systems protect themselves? Because the counter technologies have become so strong. I know they give a perspective, an aerial perspective, but I was just thinking, where do you deploy them? How deep can they be deployed? How do they protect themselves? Because these are not those 747 mounted AWACS.
Yeah, very nice question. In fact, the range of Netra is 250 to 375 kilometers for a fighter-sized targets. And it has to fly 50 to 100 kilometers inside our territory to keep it safe. Let me give you an example. In Operation Sindoor, if you remember, we had shot down Pakistan's Saab 2000 AEWC aircraft, which is the Eri aircraft. We had shot it down and we had destroyed one of the aircraft at Bholari Air Base hangar. So they have 9 AEWC aircraft, 4 ZDK-03, they have stopped flying because they are not very good. They are Chinese made. So they have got only now Eri. And you will not believe it. Immediately they moved these aircraft to Quetta, which means Quetta is the furthest base from our border. And therefore, what we need to do is, we would, of course, have our electronic warfare systems, but we'll still be flying them 50 to 100 kilometers inside our aircraft in a rectangular pattern. And if you look at, if this is the border, they'll be flying like this, because the radar that is there is a rectangular radar, which has 160 transmit and receive modules, and it looks like this. And in the front, 60 degrees cone and rear 60 degrees cone, it cannot pick up. So it is in this flight pattern that we'll be doing like that. And it will be about 50 to 100 kilometers inside our territory. So if we get, and this is the aircraft which can pick up the enemy aircraft getting airborne from their runways. So moment they pick them up, they will direct our combat air patrol aircraft to those aircraft who may fire their beyond visual range missiles onto these. And simultaneously, it not only has electronic support measure equipment, but they also have electronic warfare capability. That is Mark 1A. Mark 1A is going to have that, which is the 6 more Embraer ERJ-145. And the difference between Mark 1A and Mark 1 is that it has a gallium nitride based modules, those transmit receive. So they give a little bit more range and they are more powerful and not easily jammable. And similar, it's something like our Uttam and Virupaksha radar. Virupaksha radar is completely gallium nitride. Now, in these cases, they are high power, thermal efficiency, and longer ranges.
Okay.
So, 2 things are important. A, the flying pattern. B, the coverage, air defense coverage specifically for the AWC aircraft, which means there will be combat air patrol aircraft, which will be guarding it, air defense aircraft, which will have long range, beyond visual range missiles. And any case, the radar is going to pick up the enemy aircraft as soon as they get airborne from Pakistan territory. However, the IL-76 based Falcon is much better. There's no doubt it has 400 kilometers range, but Mark II that we are getting, that is Airbus 321, will also have a range of 450 to 500 kilometers. Okay. And therefore, those are also coming in. Last thing I want to say is that our land border is close to 15,106 kilometers. Okay. And our sea coast is 7,516 kilometers. Okay. Then we have island territories like Andaman Nicobar. We also have territory in Lakshadweep. What we need is 18 aircraft. So what government is doing is they're giving us 3 IL-76 Space Falcon, which are already there, 3 Netra already there, 6 more Netra Mark 1A are coming, and 6 more Mark 2 Airbus 321 are coming. So we will be reasonably okay in the time.
Okay. So basically, it's a story of indigenization. I'm sorry, this time I've really run short of time. Could have had a longer conversation. But for me, it's a great success story. No, I'm going to do it every time, sir, because I love this panel. We decode, we take one system and then we decode, then we put it out on social. And let me tell you, this panel has worked fantastically in all the socials. People like this 10, 12-minute capsule, a quick update, why, what, when, how, and in this explainer format. So I thank both of you for joining me. And it's a story of indigenization which makes everyone proud. But up next is an interview with Surya Prakash, who says Modi's Kamraj movement has arrived.
Your roots, dump in your bones, rose be your Amul दूध and go for goal. आगे आगे बढ़ती है दौड़ती है दुनिया, Amul दूध पीती है दुनिया.
New Birla Opus Paints protects walls against 99 plus stains. Who'd believe that?
I believe.
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
I believe it too. New Birla Opus Paints protects your walls from 99 plus stains. That's why it's the new paint for a new era.
अर्जुन कुछ भी पढ़े मेमोरी में नहीं रहता.
Take it, date, not bites.
No added sugar, preservative के बिना. Dates, बादाम, पिस्ता, काजू और शहद से तैयार किया गया. Lion Dates Nut Bites.
Take it, Lion Date, not bites.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently crossed a major political milestone, overtaking Jawaharlal Nehru as India's longest-serving democratically elected Prime Minister. But in the backdrop, there is a sharper question being asked from within the political commentary space. Does Modi now need a Nehru-style organizational reset? The idea behind it is that the government may be overloaded, the party machinery may need fresh energy, and a Kamraj plan like Shake-up could send senior minister back to strengthen the organization. So is this the moment for Prime Minister Modi to bite the bullet? Joining us live is senior journalist, political commentator and member Prime Minister's Museum and Library Society, A. Surya Prakash. Thank you so much, sir. Let me come to the question straight away.
Thank you.
Why does Prime Minister Modi now require a Kamraj plan?
I mean, actually, in his third term, he has completed 2 years. For example, if you look at his first Council of Ministers, which was formed in 2014, and then there was a cabinet reshuffle and changes and so on, and then